for every one negative review that I remove, it's like acquiring 7 to 12 5-star reviews.
Welcome to the Ecom Show podcast. I am your host, Andrew Mapp, owner and founder of BlueTuskr. From groundbreaking industry updates to success stories and strategies, get to know the ins and outs of the e-commerce industry from top leaders in the space. Let's get into it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Ecom Show. As usual, I'm your host, Andrew Mapp, and today I'm joined by the amazing Danan and Coleman. Danan, you are the founder over at Ecom Triage. You're also the host of the Ecom Growth Show, which was I was lucky enough to be a guest on. So thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I always like starting these off it's a little stereotypical, and that's okay. Such is life. Tell us a little bit about your background, how you got started with Ecom Triage, where you're at, where you've been. Let's go from there. I'll give you the floor. Go for it.
All right. So my name is Danan Coleman. I like long walks down short piers, and I started selling on Amazon in 2010.
Heyday.
Heyday for sure. Back then, so there was no FBA was invite only, and ads didn't exist yet. That was in beta, and if you had an image, you just made sales. Those days are long gone. They have developed into a much greater thing. I did come from the silver bullet days, but I'm still an active seller today. We still sell supplements.
Wow.
Yep. And
that's a crowded space.
Yeah, we have brand recognition. So I'm not suggesting this, people, but we don't even run ads. We haven't run ads on our product in 7 years. Our highest repeat customer has given us $8,900 and on Amazon, and we only do Amazon. And yeah, so that's kind of my selling history. And I got into software in 2018 with Managed by Stats, and then actually started a podcast over there and did all of the video and audio stuff, which was just an amazing time. I loved it. And I hated the editing though. Oh God, the editing. But yeah, so and then this year, or end of last year, but really the beginning of this year, I started Ecom Triage, and I removed negative product reviews for Amazon sellers. I am also a consultant, but I'm not the kind of consultants like, hey, how do I get this product from this much sales to that much sales? I'm more along the lines of where are the gaps and the fires in your company? Cool. I know somebody that can help you with that, or I can make suggestions based on my own experience of being a corporate fireman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. And then now I've also got Catalog Defender, which is a software, forthcoming software that detects critical issues on ASINs. And then, as you said, my show, and got a newsletter that's only about events, ecom events. And so if you've ever seen like the parties list for Prosper Show or Accelerate, I'm the one that puts that together. The big one anyhow.
Oh, wow. Those how do you do that? That's got to be so complicated, because I feel like so as of this recording, where I guess you would kind of early/mid August, we'll be going to Innovate in New York in a few weeks.
Yep.
And I feel like every 3 or 4 days I get an invite to something new that someone decided they're going to throw together. Like, how do you facilitate all that?
So I just get onto the lines of those people. Like, obviously MDS is going to be there. So I just ask MDS, what's going on? You know?
Yeah.
I've been doing strategic partnerships in this space for, I think, almost 5 years. So I know a lot of the people and a lot of the companies that are in the space. And I'm starting to get known as, Danan the party guy, and not to be mistaken with Party Danan, but Danan the party guy. And they'll say, hey, where's the list? This is what we're doing. And I'll just put it on the list. And then once it's gotten to be about probably 3 weeks before, maybe 2 weeks before the event, then I push it out to all my friends to help me promote the list. And just, so this is purely to help all the companies in the space to drive traffic to their parties, because nobody wants to do a party and then have like only 10 people show up and they're all service providers.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
could see this podcast getting so interesting now because I did not know that you were the ecom party guy. So I'll try not to make this about the entire episode, but now I'm extremely intrigued by this.
Hey, man, it's your
So
podcast.
who puts on great events? Who puts on bad events? What like give me what's the craziest thing you've ever seen at an event? Like, let's go. What do you got?
Oh, man. Okay.
Anything good?
Yeah. Actually, the craziest thing, that it was a dance off. I should have been the
Naturally.
winner of it.
Oh, and
Mind
you were in
you.
it. Fantastic.
I was, yep. But, the fellow contestant, like, as I was doing the worm, decided to go on top of me and pretend like I was a horse, and then that won her the
Oh, man.
competition, and then yeah, it was a I should have won it. But anyhow,
Yeah.
that's
You can't
probably
do
the
that to her.
craziest. Yeah, that was a long time ago, folks, okay? Um, and, you know, truth be told, the parties aren't actually that crazy, and the best parties are definitely Prosper.
Mhm. Oh,
Um,
it's Vegas.
yeah, it's Vegas, and my favorite city to dislike,
Mm,
and but nobody really puts on a bad party. It's just what are you looking for?
yeah.
I'm me personally, I'd rather go have some scotch and a cigar with 10 people than go to open bar with 400 or even 100,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I
Like,
completely agree.
yeah, even so I co-hosted a dinner at Accelerate with Trellis and a couple of other companies, and we had 170 registrations for it, and only enough people we could only let in like 120, and that was a really crowded room. And I'll be honest with you, like at the party that I paid to be a part of, I just went and sat down with my friends.
Yeah. We did something at Prosper and Shop Talk this year with
Yeah.
Amazon, and we did it at one of the ice bars.
Oh yeah.
And so like we did it invite only, and I think we limited it to like 50 or 60 people. And even in one of those, it's like this is too many people. This is I can't I just and I'm exhausted. I want to just have a nice drink and enjoy myself at this point.
Yeah.
But there's always so many of them. So it's like a lot of people would show up for like 20 minutes and then be like, all right, I gotta go to this other one now. And so
Yep.
it's just like a revolving door of people the whole time.
Yeah, totally. It's you get the people that are party hopping.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. Was that wasn't shop talk on the? Oh no, it was. Wait a minute. What was the name of your party?
Uh oh man, what did we call it? Was in a speakeasy, so I think we ran with that.
Okay.
It was kind of with Shop Talk more so than it was with Prosper because
Oh,
it was in the hotel at Shop Talk, but we were actually at we were technically at both, but we were actually at Prosper. Um
got it.
I can't remember what it was actually called.
I had the shop talk beach party on my list, but
Yeah,
I didn't really
that was
get.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't really have a lot of people in the network of Shopify, so I didn't go
Yeah.
after that one.
I'll hook you up. I'll get
Yeah,
you in
cool.
there.
Yeah, man. No, I'll promote your parties.
Cool. I gotta figure out another one because that one was that was a zoo.
Mhm.
Anyway, I won't hijack this whole thing to talk about
Yeah,
partying.
it's your podcast.
So tell me about good point. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what made you start Ecom Triage?
So
What kind of gap did you see there?
well, basically, the thing is I've been doing strategic partnerships in the space for a really long time. I should have started my own company like many, many, many years ago. But the truth of the matter is I really enjoy working with a team.
Hmm.
In my own company, it's me, occasionally my wife, and then I've got one VA who's incredible, but he's not here with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really like having a group where I can be like, "Hey, let's do this project," and then I can rely upon people to be like, "Go do that research, put this document together, help me organize." I'm more of the dreamer in a company than I am like the doer, and I'm capable of doing the doing for sure, but I really like to dream and come up with ideas and then put the right people in place to execute that and then
Yeah.
manage the execution. Um, I just feel personally I'm better suited at that. And so what led to me starting Ecom Triage was there's definitely a gap in the market for negative reviews and sellers not being able to get them removed.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some experience at another company that I helped build in the space. And then we parted ways. And so I went, you know what? I'll just do this myself. And there was a few ways that I would have preferred to have done business. And so I just implemented that into my own company. All of my customers speak to the founder, which is me. They all have access to me, and then I also try to help them in other ways. So one of the one of the ways that I ensure that I can, I don't know, I guess I'm just branded as like, hey, I'm always there to help. Like you can rely
Yeah.
on me if you need me. Um, if you abuse it, I'll just let you know. But that's really actually only happened like 2 times where people are abusing my network and stuff like that through
Yeah.
me, like just getting me to work for them for free. I'm like, okay, hey, you know what? I don't work for free, so
Yeah.
I'm expensive. But
Yeah. Exactly. As you
yeah,
should be.
yeah, exactly. And I try to help whoever's right in front of me. It really doesn't matter. If I can help, I will try to help, and usually that's by way of introduction.
Is your e-commerce business experiencing falling revenue? BlueTuskr has helped many brands like yours excel. Unlike other marketing partners, BlueTuskr leverages a team of specialists to ensure every strategy is created and executed toward your business growth. As an extension of your marketing team, BlueTuskr prides itself on helping to fill in the gaps and develop strong omni-channel strategies to diversify your business from the rest. Ready to scale your marketing initiatives? Visit their website, bluetuskr.com. That's BLUETUSKR.com.
Yeah.
So your main focus obviously on the Amazon space. As we're having this conversation, we're on, what is it, day 2 of October Prime Day.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
How any initial thoughts on how have you looked into anything on how yesterday went for anyone you're working with? Yeah, me
No,
either. I got
no.
to do that. So much preparation that it's nothing. Although, tell me, what are your thoughts on October's Prime Day? I mean, in my opinion, at least from last year's, it was like, all right, I can see some stuff, but like it wasn't July's Prime Day.
Yeah, so I mean, we don't do Prime Day deals. We don't do coupons. We don't do discounts. We don't do any of that. We That being said,
For
on
your own brand, right?
correct, yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
And I don't manage anyone's brand either. So all I do is negative review removal, catalog defender, and then my own stuff with the podcast and the newsletter and stuff like that. And so we see an organic lift in our sales every holiday, we'll call it, every holiday on Amazon, we see an organic lift as well,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't have to pay for it. And what's strange to me is that we're consumable. You know, like people come back every 30 days to get their product from us, and yet we still see a lift. So, you know, well, again, this is not something I'm suggesting that anybody do, but you know, I want the most amount of money and the revenue with the most amount of profit and the least amount of work.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I don't have to run deals to see an organic lift, like, ha, 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 okay, is it less? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But my wife doesn't have to like, you know, put 3 children in a room and be like, I'm locking this door. I'll let you out in 1 hour once I built this coupon and deployed it. You know, it's like
Yeah.
just be with family. That doesn't work for everyone, and I get that. And our Amazon at this point is really quite a passive income for us, but
Mm-hmm.
but it's 15 years old, so not everyone has that opportunity either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like as you've said a couple times now, not necessarily that you would suggest it from not running an ads perspective. Like I getting in during the heyday was a game changer for so many brands, because you can do exactly what you're doing now, or you could be in another situation and be looking at it in a different light. But the like starting off now, I would say it is impossible to do well on Amazon without some type of advertising. ideally on the platform, but also even off the platform.
Yeah. Or significant brand recognition.
Yeah, which unless you're really leaning in heavy into like social and influencers, then you're just paying someone else instead of the ads. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And like if I launched I don't know, a Logitech keyboard, I might make sales without doing ads.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
But
I'm
but
not.
you're benefiting, you're kind of piggybacking off their existing brand awareness and just leaning in on Logitech keywords.
Yeah, well, that's how I built my Amazon business, was leaning on someone else's brand awareness. So, to be clear, this is not a private label product. I have exclusivity to this product,
Yeah.
and then we get the product on consignment, so we don't pay for inventory, and then we pay once a month for whatever sold the previous month.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It is nice. Yeah. And and
Sit
and
back and enjoy it.
pretty much, yeah. I mean, there is some work involved. Amazon is still
Yeah.
Amazon, and they still do what they do to all of us as sellers.
Mhm.
And like we've been suspended for no reason. Once we had a product suspended because there was an ingredient that was spelled somewhat similar to an ingredient that was banned, which I don't even know what that ingredient was. Probably like bone marrow extract or something. It was some kind of marrow, shark marrow, something like that. I don't know. And and we're like, this is a different ingredient. And it for a year we couldn't get that product sold back on Amazon. And we're like, all right, whatever. We're not selling this product. And then a year later, we see
Gotta
someone
love
else
it.
selling it, and we're like, hey, Amazon, what's this? We're like, oh yeah, it's totally fine. We're like, oh, cool. No, it's totally fine. We'll sell it too then. And we just created a new listing, and then that was that. So, but
Gotta love it.
yeah,
So many. This is why I preach like omni-channel stuff. Is just the
yeah,
horror stories of ridiculous things that happen on Amazon. It's just
I
like
couldn't agree with
if
you
that
more.
one product was your sole business, you'd be screwed. Like,
We've almost gone bankrupt twice just because of the last time was during COVID. So
jeez.
our sales went gangbusters 2020, 2021. And
Mhm.
then so we had 4 Seller Central accounts, 2 in the US and 2 in the UK. And Amazon shut down 3 of them with no communication, no warnings, no email, no nothing. And we call them, we're like, what's going on? And seller support says, well, we don't know. Contact seller performance. We're like, okay, what's going on? They're like, no, it looks fine here. I'm like, it ain't fine. What's going on? They're like, I can't log in. And like, yeah, I have no idea what's wrong. It looks perfect over here. Like you have an excellent rating. I'm like, yes, I do. For 13 years, we have a perfect rating. Why can't I sell? Like, yeah, I really don't know. And it took me 4 months to get my accounts back,
Oof.
and it literally killed us. And we paid long-term storage fees during that time with no
Oh,
inventory going anywhere.
fucking Amazon.
Exactly.
Oh man.
So I eventually had to leverage a friend inside of Amazon who was not in the space of like getting this stuff done. I just basically begged him like, dude, I don't know what's going on. I know you know people in this section. I have tried everything. Here's 50 different case numbers, because this is also the time when you were submitting cases that they would resolve them without any response.
Mm-hmm.
So we would just case. They get resolved. And that was part of the problem. So eventually that person came through for me. I think because one day my account was just back. All
Yeah.
3 of them.
Oh man.
So anyhow, all that to
Um.
say, I know the pain. I know the pain, and
Yeah.
I fully agree of being omni-channel. Fully agree,
Yeah.
even though I don't actually do it.
Well, I mean, in your scenario, I totally get it. Plus, you're piggybacking off of another brand's brand awareness, so it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
For us, like my story was, this was 2015, I think it was. I was in house with a pretty good size, I think, like kind of low 8-figure brand. I was running marketing, just
Yep.
started. Wife and I had just put a mortgage on a house. Like we were there.
Yeah.
I started in August. It was the first 2 weeks of December. So we're peak Q4.
Yeah.
And back then, you're changing out credit cards because you're hitting cap on
Yeah.
spend.
Yeah.
So we change out the credit card, and for whatever reason, Amazon thought it was fraud, shut down the entire account for 2 weeks, and I'm
Oh my
freaking out. I'm
gosh.
like, I'm out of a job. We were like 70, if I remember correctly, like 70-75% of the business was Amazon. So I'm like, I'm out of a job. They're gonna fire me because they don't need me anymore because this business is shutting down.
Yeah.
And so I immediately switched. Like we were able to get back up in a couple of weeks, but it was just a switch of like, we have to diversify. This is stupid. Like
Yes.
we can't run this risk of this just completely up and down business that, while it looks great and the numbers are fantastic, it's so risky.
Yeah.
What's the negative review side? So what's the specialty there? What's your kind of approach into making sure that those are taken care of correctly?
Yeah. So we use an entirely white hat method. I'll let everybody know. I only do white hat stuff. Um, and we download all the negative reviews. We run it through an AI that's trained on Amazon's terms of service, community guidelines, and about 10 other different policies having to do with what reviews are and are not, and should be and should not be, and stuff like that. Then we get a list of the negative reviews that violate those terms of service in some manner. And then we categorize them by, well, we think we've got a good chance of getting these removed. And then we will individually file cases on every single one of those reviews over time. And ultimately, what that translates into, and what matters to any seller, is that I can remove somewhere around 5 to 10% of the negative reviews. And that for every one negative review that I remove, it's like acquiring 7 to 12 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
So if you have a strategy, let's say if no strategy on acquiring 5-star reviews, average is 1 to 2% of your sales will leave a review. So if you want to acquire 10 5-star reviews, you got to make 1,000 sales. Whereas if I remove just a single negative review that has roughly the same weight, it's not the review system.
Yeah,
It's not mathematical, just in case anyone thinks that it is nowhere even close to mathematical.
Yeah.
So, that's a range, but that's basically what we do. And then we just keep track of every single review, and we get after them, and it's all Amazon, by the way. Amazon removes the review. We're not dealing with customers. Yeah. We're not paying people off. It's Amazon. So we are dealing directly with Amazon.
Is that through, like, once you kind of decipher what those reviews are, is it through like support tickets, or like how are you actually getting them to take it down?
We have about 10 different methods, maybe more, at our disposal to get reviews removed. All sellers know about seller support, and seller support will ignore you and tell you, we don't do this. You need to go to community help. So now they know about community help, and they know about the report button. I have 7+ additional methods and forms that I use.
Cool.
On a designated escalation path, depending on the type of review. And then we also go after fraud. So fraudulent reviews, like we're looking for associations between all of your ASINs, and whether you've been hit by the same review on multiple ASINs, or even on the same ASIN, or the same reviewer has left you multiple negative reviews across your catalog. So when we get a holistic view of everything, we start to see what's going on, and then we'll do a fraud case with Amazon.
Interesting. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Danan, this was awesome. I really appreciate your time. I don't want to take up too much more of it. I would love to let you tell everyone, man, where can they find you? Where can they find Ecom Triage? What parties should they be going to? Now's your chance.
Well, okay, so we don't have the parties yet. I mean, we'll be at Innovate. MDS is going to do something. Are you doing anything?
We'll be with MDS, so I'll see you there.
Okay. Yeah, good. So MDS, and then CAPEC will have a party. That party is going to be, I'm not going to say it because I can't remember, but it'll be on the list. And then to find me, I am on LinkedIn. I am absolutely atrocious at being like, oh yeah, I confirm. I would like to talk to this person. So Danan at Danan Enterprises, or Danan at ecomtriage.com, both of them.com. Go to the website. Or find me at the party.
That sounds like a great way to find you.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Danan, thank you so much, buddy. Obviously, everyone that tuned in, thank you as well. Please make sure you do the usual thing, rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff on whichever podcast platform you prefer, or head over to the ecomshow.com to check out all of our previous episodes. But as usual, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to the Ecom Show. Head over to ecomshow.com to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform or on the BlueTuskr YouTube channel. The Ecom Show is brought to you by BlueTuskr, a full-service digital marketing company specifically for e-commerce sellers looking to accelerate their growth. Go to BlueTuskr.com now for more information. Make sure to tune in next week for another amazing episode of the Ecom Show.